Hello, welcome back to my channel. I figured I would do a cooking video for you guys because I feel like everyone needs to know about this recipe. It is vegan, so if you are vegan or plant-based or whatever, this will accommodate you, but if not, you still need it in your life. It's not any like, you know, fake meat or fake cheese or anything like that. All real good, yummy food. But yeah, I just thought I would do a cooking video. I really have been wanting to do cooking videos for a while now. I don't know why, but me and Tanner just really like to cook together, and so cross your fingers that one day he will be in a cooking video with me, but today is not that day. This recipe is not my own. It is from this book called The Book of Vegan-ish. Tells you all about different type of like plant-based diets. It's more than just one. But the one that we are going to be looking at today, it is called Curry Couscous Pilaf. You guys, oh my gosh. Sorry, the boy is texting me. So anyways, yeah, small little intro. We're gonna do a cooking video and we're gonna learn, or I'm gonna teach you guys. I kind of already know how to make it, but you know, just to be safe and so I can get the measurements and tell you guys what the measurements are, we're gonna have the cookbook open and just chillax and just vibe with each other. This is super good. Tanner and I swear by this. One of our top favorite recipes that we like to make together, we swear by it. And also I know health risk, health hazard, having my hair down in the kitchen, baggy clothes, wearing jewelry, but you know, I just don't have the time to tie everything up. Maybe I should actually. My hair's kind of gets everywhere. Let's tie my hair up actually. Okay, but while I'm doing that, how are you guys? I want you guys to tell me how you are. I love talking with you guys in the comments, reading them, all that jazz. So first, I'm gonna tell y'all what you need for this recipe. First, you're gonna need some couscous. Now, I got this at Sprouts. If you've never had couscous before, prepare for your mind to be blown, okay? Couscous, it's one of the most simple things that just gives you so much serotonin in your brain that you just cannot comprehend on your own. You need couscous in your life. Couscous is like tiny pasta balls. That's the best way I can describe them. It's literally like pasta, but in ball form and multicolor. Thank you. You can use broccoli or cauliflower. I like to switch it up. If I want something more like smushy, I'll use cauliflower. Does that even make sense? Like cauliflower, I feel like cooks in better. With broccoli, I feel like it's still kind of chewy. Maybe it's just me not cooking it right, but I'm using broccoli this time around. Okay, and it says you're gonna need 1 small onion. Me and Tanner used half an onion for this lasagna recipe that we use, so I'm just gonna use the other half of this onion. You're gonna need some type of bean. I like to use chickpeas. And yes, I know that says garbanzo beans on there. They're chickpeas. One time someone really tried to come for me and say, chickpeas? No, they're garbanzo beans. Like really? Is that what we're doing now? They're the same thing. You're gonna need some peas as well. Just frozen green peas. Nothing crazy. Curry seasoning, of course. It's called curry couscous pilaf. And some salt. That's all I put in there. The recipe says you can put like cashews and raisins in there. But I don't want to do that. And we never had, and it's still really good. But if the idea of just putting raisins and cashews just really tickles your fancy, just gets you in some type of mood, go ahead and do it. I'll tell you, you just add them when the recipe's done. Just put them in at the end. So I'm telling you that right now because I'll probably forget to tell you to add that stuff. Oh, also you're gonna need oil, but I feel like you need oil for any recipe, so that's kind of a given. But you're gonna need oil, but that's just so you can cook everything. And yeah. First, we're gonna chop up our onion. Now, I have this weird thing about me where sometimes I just, you know, like onions, that's typical thing of just burning your eyes. Sometimes it doesn't happen to me, and I don't know if I'm a cyborg or what. One time I was at work, I was walking into the room when the owner was chopping red onions, right? Which is like a normal onion, but like times 10. So the smell was just absolutely, extremely, positively burning. But he looks at me, he was like, oh my gosh, you're not crying. And I was like, oh. Like at my work, people will wear goggles, like swimming goggles to prevent them. Because first of all, ton of red onions. First of all, smelly nasty. I just hate touching onions, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like when I chop onions or even touch an onion just for like a second, my hands just smell like that for the rest of the week. I don't know if that's just me or what. And I don't know if I'm going to use this whole onion. Now that I look at it, I feel like it's a lot. It'll be fine. May as well just use the rest. I mean, I don't feel like... I mean, it would just be a waste if I just like threw away the rest. Please leave in the comments and try to get Tanner or try to convince Tanner to be in these, because I'm more of a sous chef per se, because Tanner is actually very good at cooking, but it's because he's a very like follows the directions and stuff. And honestly, cooking I feel like is pretty easy if you just follow the directions. But you know, after a while, when you like cook something multiple times, you kind of get your own flow, and you're like, oh, I figured out I kind of like doing this more, or doing this. But Tanner's not like that. He's like, we have to follow the recipe every freaking time. So yeah, try to leave it in the comments below to get my freaking boyfriend to join me one day for a video, or maybe a little cooking segment thing we can have on here, because it is so difficult cooking by yourself. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's so hard to cook by yourself sometimes. There's too many things to keep up with. And I feel like this recipe is pretty easy, and even sometimes I'm like, okay, there's too much going on right now. It's always just nice to have a little sous chef. You know what I mean? But in that case, to have a head chef and me being the sous chef. Also, this is actually the best invention in the world. So it's a little cutting board. And you're probably already going to know what's going to happen. But you kind of like fold it in, and you can just put it in the bowl, and it gets all in there. I mean, who invented this? Also, like, no tears. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if I'm a cyborg or what. No tears. It comes and goes. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I'm just gonna put that off to the side. I love putting stuff, like after I chop them, I love putting them in like bowls, and oh, I'm gonna put this off to the side, or after I chop them, put them in like separate things so that when you cook them, you can kind of like throw them all together. Okay, now my eyes are burning. So I am a human. Now, also I probably shouldn't be opening bags like that, because that's exactly how I got this little scar on there. Just healing now. 1 small onion, chopped, ready to go. So your recipe calls for 1.5 cups of your broccoli and or cauliflower, whatever you choose. Ooh, it would be good to do like a mixture of broccoli and cauliflower. I'm just gonna wash the grimy, dirty hands off of this. I like to chop them up. These are still kind of chopped up. Maybe I should chop them up a little more. I don't know. Maybe just like pack them in a little bit more. I don't know. If you're one of those type of people who are just so happy that your parent wasn't one of those parents that are like, oh, my kid doesn't like vegetable, whatever, and just doesn't give it to their child. If you're a product of a parent being like, you're gonna eat your vegetables, and then you actually grew up liking certain vegetables and stuff, comment below. I'm just so grateful that my mom like cooked healthy, like homemade dishes and stuff with vegetables, because now I really like it. Made, you know, eating plant-based a whole lot easier. There are two types of people in the world. The type of people who grew up with their parents telling them to eat vegetables, and the type that didn't. 1 cup right there, and I'm gonna put it in the same bowl that I put my onions in there, because they're gonna cook together. And I'm just gonna like eyeball it for like the 1/2 cup, because I really don't want to like measure out 1/2 of a cup and get another dish dirty. I try to minimize as many dishes I can get dirty. Tanner's a little bit of the opposite, but it's okay. It kind of works out because he kind of figures out everything we need for the recipe, and then I'm in the back chopping stuff and then cleaning everything up. So really a type B type of person, you know what I'm saying? All right, so she is done, ready to go. And you know what would probably make it a lot easier is if I measured everything out right now, but I think it'll be more fun if I didn't make it easier on myself. I'm also the type of person that like cleans up as I go, so that I don't have to clean up after it's all done. Call me efficient. You're gonna get a pot that's about this size. This is probably like the perfect size. And if you have one that's the perfect size but no lid, you're gonna need a lid for this one. For this recipe, you're gonna need a lid. So I know sometimes it's kind of a downer. It's one of the little things about cooking. Yeah, there's like some recipes where there's like or they have something like an appliance or something that you just don't have. For me, I don't look at recipes like that, but for some reason, if I see a recipe and it requires a lid for a certain dish, I'm like, oh fuck, because I just won't have the dish lid. Like, I know it, I just know it in my mind. We're gonna put some oil in her, put it on the stove, and then put the onion, broccoli, choppedness in there, and it's gonna cook for like 7 minutes. Oh yeah, and that's gonna be over medium heat. I use medium heat for everything, so I kind of feel like some things are a given, but I'm gonna try my best to explain everything I'm doing. My first time doing this, so I'm sorry if it's a little all over the place. Also, I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to link the recipe or to write it in the description or something if you wanna follow along or recreate this. But when it comes to oil, I don't really measure out, because I'm like, the oil's just for like, so the stuff doesn't stick to the pot, so I don't think it really matters. So I just went like that. And I used olive oil, so, you know, oil is oil. I don't care what kind of oil you are, because I'll use you and I love you. I just rinsed out these garbanzo chickpeas. And tell me if it's just me that gets these, but I get organic. But do you see like these little ball, like clear ball things? They're always on these. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I should be concerned, but haven't gone sick from them yet. So I'm also going to measure out the peas right now, because I feel like it's gonna give me major anxiety if I'm trying to open up this new bag while everything's cooking and trying to get everything in time. There's literally nothing left in here, but it might just be enough. So you're gonna need a 1/4 cup of peas, but I never want to run out of peas, you know what I mean? So I bought another bag, and now I'm thinking I don't even really need to use it. But I make this recipe like every week. It's like my dinner for the week. I meal prep. Sorry, that's what it's called. Oh my gosh, there was like the perfect amount left. Yeah, you only need a 1/4 cup, and I feel like that's not a lot, but I'm not the chef here. Guess I didn't need this one, but it just looks better if I show you like a nice, fresh, clean, new bag of peas. Everything else up to this point is going to just be like stirring stuff in that. So I guess you can call this a one-pot recipe. One-pot recipe. So that's exciting, right? We all love one-pot recipes. I feel like this recipe is so easy. It's just, and it's so good. I just discovered that I actually really like couscous, or that I really like curry, about like a year or two ago. But I've been obsessed ever since. Oh, who is she? Oh, she's saucy. Also, I have a bad habit of burning onions, so I'm gonna go stir it. So yeah, I'm just gonna stir it around a little bit, and I should probably bring my camera over there. Just stirring this around. And I made my life a little bit easier by setting a timer. And I haven't burnt any onions yet, so hallelujah. Hallelujah. If you know what that's from, you're probably my sister or my brother. And I don't know why I'm wearing this giant sweater when it's like 98 degrees outside. I don't like showing my body too much. That's just who I am. After the 7 minutes, you're gonna need a tablespoon of curry. But I'm gonna measure it out now because it's kind of a little bee to pour into the thing. So it gets everywhere. So I have to do it in the sink or else my life will just fall into pieces. That took way longer than it should. I kind of was trying to do a thing and like pour it and kind of like, you know, but it was all just stuck together. So I was like, but we got it done. Oh, burnt a little bit of onion. It's okay. Yeah, so it's not like, there's just like some pieces that are like a little brown. So in about a minute, I'm gonna pour in the curry, and that takes literally, in the recipe book, it says 30 seconds. So it's gonna take 30 seconds for that to cook. Now I know why you don't wear baggy clothes. I feel like I almost got this on fire. That would have been stressful. That would have been so crazy, Mary, guys. Tanner's never gonna leave me home alone if I actually like start a fire. If any of you have seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, there's a super funny episode where Heather gets a phone call or gets a text from her boyfriend Hector, and it says, "Hey babe, which one is the smoke alarm and which one is the carbon monoxide? Either way, it doesn't matter. I set them both off." And I feel like that's me. All right, now we're gonna put in our 1 tablespoon of curry. You gotta mix it fast because it takes 30 seconds for it to cook. It says cook until fragrant, which I'm like, you can already smell it when you pour it, so how am I supposed to know? But I kind of just mix it all around. But it says 30 seconds, so potato, just mix it around, make sure everything's coated. Now I am putting in 1 1/4 cup of water. Another ingredient I forgot to name, I'm so sorry. And you're gonna wait for it to boil, which we'll see how long it takes, and then I'll tell you guys how long it like actually takes, because the recipe doesn't really tell you how long it'll take. So while that's happening, I'm going to measure out the couscous. You're just gonna need a cup. That's it. It puffs up, but not like, you know, ginormous. It'll puff up a little bit. And honestly, I kind of like that it's not a lot of couscous, because when you buy a pack, it really will last you. And hopefully I can find other recipes with couscous in it to show you guys, you know, just like a little bit of a range. Right now, this is all I'm doing with her. Oh, she's boiling. Okay, so that literally took like 1.5 minutes. Just for reference, you can trust my opinion. So then you're gonna pour in your couscous. Make sure you get all the little beads and couscous in there. Every single one counts. You're gonna just stir it in there and then pour, well, I mean, not really pour, sprinkle, dash in some salt. I don't really know what the movement is called because most people have normal salt shakers, but apparently we're fancy here because when I moved in, I found out Tanner likes to use one of these, and I'm really not this type of person. Again, that's really up to you. It says a tablespoon for this too, but I can't really check because we have this kind. All right, y'all, we're almost done. You're gonna add your chickpeas, garbanzo beans, whatever bean you want in your life. Peas. Just stir it all up again. Go off, I guess. Oh, yeah. Also, last time I made this, I made the grave mistake of putting more curry in there because I was like, I want the curry to be like a little more spicy, and for some reason I did it, and call me a little bee, but it really fucked me up. It really did. It was so difficult to just get my life back to normal after that because, and I tell you, like, this makes like a week's worth-ish for me. And by week, I mean like Monday through Friday. But yeah, that's how much it makes for me. So I was just like burning my tongue off just trying to make this. All right, so I mixed her all in. You're gonna turn this off, cover it, and then just put it off to the side. Then you just wait 10 minutes and it's done. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just beautiful, amazing, spectacular? Yes, so I will show you guys the finished product in 10 minutes. All right, y'all, it's finished. Let's show you the final look. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, let's get a zoom in there. I got this $500 camera for a reason. I mean, do you see that ooiness? I mean, it's not ooey, but do you see that deliciousness? I'm telling you, it looks amazing. Looks not as yellow on the camera. Maybe if I go like that. Anyways, yeah, trust me, it's really yellow, but let's scoop some up and try some of this. All right, let's go ahead and try this. I mean, I already know how it tastes, but I'll give a good reaction for you guys. So you gotta get a little bit of everything in there, a little bit of the chickpeas, onions, broccoli. Cheers. This might be the best one that I've made alone so far. Like I said, I usually make stuff like this, or me and Tanner usually cook together. But every time I make it on my own, like I said, it's really difficult to do so, but this might be my best one. The curry just adds a nice light spice in there. It's not too spicy, but you can kind of counteract it if it's a little too spicy. Or if you want it more spicy, again, you can add more curry, but I personally don't think I can handle it, so I just put the 1 tablespoon. But if you want it more spicy, definitely put more in there. But I think the 1 tablespoon is just the perfect amount of just the right amount of spiciness with contrast of the rest of the stuff that's in here, like the broccoli and the peas and the chickpeas and stuff. Like, it's not like just straight up curry, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes curry and like potatoes and stuff, it can be a little strong because that's the only thing. It's just the curry and potatoes and the sauce. But because there's so many things going on in here, you can kind of like tame it, if that makes any sense at all. But it's so good. And it's super nutritious too. I mean, especially if you're going plant-based or if you eat plant-based or want to, it's really important to make sure you get all those nutrients and stuff. So this is definitely a perfect recipe for that because it's so tasty, but you still get, you know, the yummy, healthy benefits from, you know, the onion and the broccoli and the chickpeas. Usually, I always would make I would always kind of do a problem when I make this is I would do 2 cans. I would do 1 can of kidney beans and then 1 can of chickpeas, but the recipe only calls for 1 can, but I would put 2 cans because one time me and Tanner doubled the recipe. And that just stuck in my mind because I was like, okay, you need 2 cans. And I never looked that it's actually only 1 can. So, yeah, definitely 1 can is way better. But if you want to double it, I highly suggest kidney beans with it. It is so good. It's cheers to a successful meal. Make sure you hydrate. Hydro Flask. Also, Tanner got me this super cute Hydro cord for my birthday, which was last Sunday. Just trying to think of a way I can incorporate that. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for sticking around and watching this video all the way through if you did. Thank you so much for being here and for watching and coming on this journey of me kind of experimenting and doing other type of videos. I had a lot of fun making this one. I don't know like what's in me right now. I have like some sort of like energy, like zhuzh, you know what I mean? I had so much fun making this video. It was so much fun to cook. I think cooking videos just kind of have some sort of like special essence to them because like when you film them, because one, you get to have something so simple and wholesome in a video to watch. Like I'm just watching someone like cook something, and you can always do something outrageous and crazy and always try something new with cooking. But also, it's just like for me, when I'm filming it, I felt like I always had something to talk about. It was just really relaxing and chill for me. I mean, everyone, I don't know if it's like in my blood, liking cooking or whatever, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. So I might do more cooking videos. So thank you for coming on this journey. Thank you for being here and for supporting the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.